Hi YouTube. Yeah, it's Diva number one back with you. As you've noticed on our videos, Diva number two has been doing her wig review and her hauls, and Diva number one, Mama, has been taking care of my little ones. I also have a 5 and a, well, now 3-year-old. And they're a handful, you know. As you all know, I am a foster parent, so sometimes I can't get here because they want to be behind Mama saying, "Hey, everybody!" So during those days, I can't, be on the video. So Diva 2 will do her wig reviews and her makeup hauls and her jewelry haul and her fashion haul in place of what I was supposed to do. But today everybody is in school. Diva 2 is in 12th grade, so she's in high school. My 5-year-old, she's in kindergarten. The 2-year-old is in daycare. So Diva One, Mama, hey, I'm free. Hallelujah. Anyway, no, I love my family, so but it feels good to be free today. The only thing I hear outside is someone cutting their grass, and this bright light, well, here, and I'm seeing my window with the blinds and this bright light shining in my face, but that's okay, because it's nice and quiet around here other than the lawnmower, and this is a perfect time for me to come to you to finish the story of Ruth. Now, we all know about what happened with Ruth and Boaz, and as I said, Boaz left Ruth a very rich woman. His inheritance was passed down to his son. Guess who was his son's mother? Ruth. So she never had to worry about anything again. And since she loved Naomi so much, Naomi never had to worry about anything again. But that was that part of the story. There was another daughter-in-law of Naomi who was called Orpah. And Orpah decided to go back to her homeland, which was the land of Moab. Orpah and Ruth were both Moabites. As a matter of fact, little known tidbit, Ruth and Orpah were actually biological sisters who had a mother who was queen, who had a father who made an arrangement with Naomi's with Naomi's husband for Naomi's sons to marry his daughters. And we know how the story went. The sons ended up dying. Naomi's husband died, the one who had made the deal in the first place. They did that back in those days so that the countries or the cities would come in line with one another. Nobody needed any enemies in those days. So when Ruth and Orpah's father found out that Naomi and her husband were there in Moab, of course he wanted to make a union. In those days, they actually the parents got together before the children got together, and they decided, oh, my son is going to marry your daughter. I wonder would that work nowadays. Reason being, I see a young man that I would love for Diva 2 to have. Aha. Nice looking, hard working young man. He's a little older than she is, but oh, come on, listen at the matchmaker in me. Okay, Diva, get it together. Back to the story. All right. As I said, we know about what happened with Ruth and Boaz, but Orpah went back to her homeland, and she met and married what the Bible calls giants. Now, these were men who were 9 feet tall and above. The Bible calls them men of renown because they were so huge. Orpah went back to Moab, and Moab was full of giants. And I guess she met and married someone. She was a girl alone. We often look up to a tall, big guy, like he's going to protect us, but he was actually a giant. And she and he got married, and they had children, and all of her children, all of her sons, and she didn't have anything but sons, all of her sons were born giants, or the word is Nephilims or Nephilims. It depends on who you talk to. I call them Nephilims. They were giants, and the giants were in the land in those days, and when they were born, they were some terrible children. They ate human flesh. They killed one another. That's what happened to them. I went and read some more on the Nephilims, and there's a lot out there. Go on YouTube and put in the word Nephilims, and you will find out some. Yeah, they were not good people. And the next video will be on the origin of the Nephilim. But Orpah married a Nephilim, or a giant, and her children were Nephilims, or giants. And there was a war in the land, and her children were being attacked. The armies had came after them because they were so big, and in the land in those days, the Nephilims were the enemies, We know of one famous Nephilim. His name was Goliath. Do you remember Goliath? Well, Goliath was the son of Orpah. I always have a problem pronouncing her name because I want to say Oprah, but her name was Orpah. Anyway, long story short, Goliath was Orpah's son, and she had other sons because the Bible plainly tells us that Goliath did have brothers. They were all the sons of Orpah. Now, the Bible does not say that. I had to go into Jewish history to get that. But what I found out was just amazing, And as I said, we'll go into that part of the origin of them later. But they were in a war, and what happened? Orpah was not a big woman, but she went and she tried to protect her sons, and they were trying to get to the sons. The enemies of the Nephilims were trying to get to Orpah's sons, and Orpah stood there in the way to try to block them because she didn't want them killing her son. Now think of that. An ordinary human being, 5'7", maybe shorter. They were shorter in those days. And you have 9-foot sons, and mama has to come and protect them. Sounds like anybody you know? Can you hear the crickets? Anyway, that's what happened. And as she was trying to protect her sons, they killed her. And that's how Orpah died. Also, the sons did live because they escaped. But it seems to me like they would have tried to save mama, but they didn't. They went, they ran, and they escaped. That's the other side of Nephilim. They have no natural affection. Neither indeed can they, because they're not human. But that's enough for that today. So now you know what happened to Orpah. Orpah and Ruth were biological sisters, and they had a mother who was a queen. Also, and I didn't get her name, but they also had a father, and it did not say that he was king, but it did say that the mother was queen, who had made arrangement with Naomi's husband so that Naomi's sons could marry their daughter. But I have a lot more to tell you, but I'm going to end it right here because I see 9 minutes and 52, 3, 4. Have a bright day. Have a good day. Peace and mercy be unto you. Deuces. Bye-bye.